Oh, what? Are we back? Yes, we're here.
We're back. We're
We're
alive.
back. Yeah, I guess I'll do my official intro. That's us grabbing. So, welcome to the Eyes on Ass podcast, part of the EPS family of podcasts by the fans, for the fans, diehards only, and new fans. I'm Cam. Dave isn't here, but we got Eric. We are back after our 2 month hiatus or whatever it
We
was,
have
6 weeks.
officially licked our wounds. We
Yep.
have healed up and we are excited and ready for a new season where the Avs go and dominate and maybe win a cup this year. What do you
Look
think?
at look at you being all positive. Yeah. I mean, it's always possible. Anything can
Always
happen.
possible.
Anything can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we do that, I guess we should talk about this off season, talk about all the moves because
There's a
when the
lot.
season starts in 40 some days, we are going to have a different looking team. Um, yeah, let's talk first about the players that are now no longer a part of the Colorado Avalanche.
Who do you? I think you mentioned a little bit, but who do you think is the biggest loss that we traded or signed somewhere else? I think you might have said it, but who do you think is like, man, we're really gonna miss that guy? You know?
Yeah, I mean, the one my heart feels the most pain about is Jack Drury. I loved that fourth line, that grit, just him, Parker Kelly, LOC. Like, I feel like, especially during the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
like anytime we were in a funk, anytime there was no energy, Jared was like, let's send these guys. Let's get a spark going with these guys. So to see them uh get disbanded, starting with Jack Drury leaving, that was a tough blow for me. That was a tough one. Yeah, that one is a hard one for me. What about you?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's him and Colton too, like the bottom six, the energy guys. Obviously, Colton had some issues, like he got scratched a few times, but he got us the cup. He's with us for the cup, and he's another one of those guys that when he's on and goes destroys people on the forecheck, and um, I think we're really gonna miss that crazy energy. Which we still got a cup. We got Kelly and we got LLC still, but having four of those dudes is nice, and they're gone along with Val, and um, yeah, I
Well, and the thing is with Jack, I thought it was so funny. I don't know if Joe Sakic was trying to give him just a hey, I love you as you go, but especially Jack Drury going to Nashville was like,
yeah.
oh, I don't love that. Got to give McFarland his flowers and be like, hey, here's a going away present. Let me give you Jack Drury. That just felt a little like ice on the wound,
Yeah.
and just really like seeing, yeah, they're going for a meaner team. I didn't know really the players too well. I kind of looked into them a little bit, that we got from the Predators. What I saw a lot was they're just meaner. They're
Yeah.
they're meaner, a little tougher, which, looking at the Vegas series was something we were really lacking and something we really needed to find. Just some
Yeah.
aggressive, bigger. That was another thing. Those guys were a lot bigger too.
Hmm.
So finding a lot of grit. You can tell that, that last scene of Joe Sakic rolling his eyes before we got swept really kind of stuck with him, and he was like, "We're rebuilding this team a lot differently."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard a couple of those guys like Leveroux
Yes.
or whatever. I never even heard of him. When we got traded,
Yeah,
and I'm like, who the
I
heck is
was
this
like,
guy? I'm like, yeah, that's what I did. I was like, oh, who is? Let's see this guy. And um, yeah, I mean, you want to get meaner. Like in a perfect world, like obviously they cost money, but like we really need like two or three like cadres from 21, 22, like like the grit, the nasty, and they can score the goals. I don't know if these guys check off one box of like they're bigger and nastier, but like do they have the? Granted, they're not going to be top line. They're going to be third and fourth, so man, you don't need to score that many goals. But when the opportunity strikes, are they going to provide the 10 to 15 goals? During the season to fill in the offense. I don't know. We'll see. Um, it'll be it'll be interesting for sure. And then like we talked about, those are the guys. And then we signed Shorts too, which we kind of both had this Shorts, whatever this nickname. It's great. It's on the team now. We both had the same
Mr.
feeling of
Jaded.
like
Yeah.
kind of like a I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Jaden Schwartz literally just fills a spot. I'm really interested to see how he fits in filling the spot of like scheme or role with our team. Because here's the thing too. I love Val Nichushkin, but I mean, funny enough, back at Seattle in the playoffs with that whole little thing, and then it extended, and then all his off the ice issues. And after that cup run, which he did like destroy his foot during
Yeah.
that cup run when we won, he's been a producer. He's been good. Is he was he still playing at his contract level? I don't know. Like that like because we all know in the back of our minds all these moves, all these money little things was to make room to reverse the Brinks truck into Cale Makar's house.
Yeah.
But like I think that was a good Joe Sakic kind of getting some money off, realizing Val wasn't doing what he was doing, and now it's kind of not worth the risk with the off the ice things, even though he hasn't had an issue,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, in a while. It's like, oh, if he does it again, I think he has to be gone. What, a year?
Yeah.
Like
A
if he
full
had
year, I
any
believe.
issues again.
Yeah.
So it's once again like not trying to poo poo on Val because um, he came up in times and did some awesome stuff, and I think he was still able to play. But I can like reason the Val move in my brain somehow.
Yeah.
But like I could see the graph going downward, I guess, on Val, not trending upward.
Yeah.
uh, which is tough to make that move, and that's where I'm happy I'm not a GM, but also don't feel like the Jaden Schwartz move was like, oh, we're really shooting higher, or he's going to cover a lot of the holes Val did. That's one where I have a big question mark.
Yeah, and I think they're like the same age because I think Val's 33 or gonna be 34 and Jaden's 34 right now, so that's
Yeah.
basically even. But I think you're right. I think it's something of like Val was still producing, but he's on the downward trend. His contract, get out of it before he really goes downhill, because he could fall off a cliff and then you're on the hook and he's not producing. And try to go younger, not necessarily with Jaden, but with some of these other guys and save a little bit of money. And that money's going to go towards Cale, obviously. Um, but it's interesting. And with Jaden, too, like, is he going to slot on is he going to be a third liner? Because, I mean, the first two lines are kind of Val kind of rotated through there, like second, third, sometimes first, but like I have a feeling he's gonna be like a third line guy. If he's gonna be on the top two lines, then we're screwed because I don't think he's a top two forward right now.
Yeah, that's the roster construction. This is where my fandom and not my expertise really kick in. But I'm like, I don't really think you move Wah up a line. I mean, uh, Lecky, maybe Gabe. It depends how Jared's feeling. I mean,
Yeah,
I think how Gabe played in the Vegas series. I would say he's top line with Marty and Nate. And then you put what, Lecky with Brock. I guess you let Brock roll again. And that, and then you put Wah, you put Kadri, or do you put Kadri as the 2C? Like
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, you
it,
got Wah, you
it's
got Kaj, you got Parker Kelly, like Gabe, Lecky, Natchez. Yeah, I don't know what the first two lines are gonna look like. Like,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Because I feel,
Go
oh,
ahead.
you go.
I would. You can expand on this. I feel Lecky plays really good with Mac. Like those two together are really good. But then you got to take off Gabe, so it'd be Lecky, Mac, and Marty. But then Gabe's knocked down to the second line or whatever. But yeah, I don't know
Well, and
what's it
I
gonna look
feel
like.
like with Joe's uh, assumed new philosophy, I feel like you don't put Lecky on the first line because you want size,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But then I'm like you said, I think Lecky plays his best when he's with Nate. I
yeah,
think Nate does stuff and somehow Lecky is around the puck and
yeah,
it is going in and he is somehow on the floor, but everyone's
yeah,
celebrating
yeah.
around him.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah,
every
yeah,
time, every
yeah,
time. But
yeah,
it's like I feel like Joe Sakic went, we don't have size and we lost a little grit
yeah.
somewhere, with even Manson being a little bit like gingerly kind of going through the rounds. He was still aggressive, but you
Hmm.
could just tell, like, oh, I
Something's
got to
off.
watch my body a little bit. I'm going to play
Yeah.
aggressive to the level my body allows it. So it's like, okay, you put Gabe on that top line because he's bigger, he's got some
Hmm.
snarl. No one's gonna fight Gabe because they're gonna
Yeah.
lose that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the roster feels like the Jaden Schwartz makes sense in this. Like, we don't have Val, we need to fill someone there. But scheme and offensive strategy, I don't know his game enough. I don't know from how we were feeling after the Vegas series, we fixed those problems. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what they're kind of, oh, that was just a bad series, not our time. We'll get them next year, or were there philosophical game structure issues that we have to confront?
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're feeling. I don't know how Bednar's feeling about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of questions with this roster. A lot of
Well,
questions.
what I would like to see, which everyone loves, continuation, continuity, whatever you want to say, with like
Yeah.
lines, like same line all year long, and they're buzzing. Like, I would love to have like more rotation, especially with the top two of like one. You can when you get to the playoffs, you people are playing with each other multiple times. So you're already there, but like let's say first game of the year, it's Gabe, Marty, and Mac on the first line, whatever. Whether
Yep.
they play good or bad doesn't matter. Second game, switch Gabe and Lecky. Let Lecky play. Like you can see multiple
Yeah.
combinations the first couple months, like what's working, what's not working. Get Gabe on both lines, so he's like, it comes to the playoffs, and he's like, I play with Mac, I play with Nelson, I know both of them, I can be either way. And like Bednar's like, Lecky played great on. You can plug and play and get everyone playing,
Yeah.
so you have options instead of like you hit Vegas in June and they're killing you and go, well, Lecky hasn't played with Max since last year. Hope it works.
Hmm.
Good luck, you know. Like
Yeah.
you have it of like, oh, he'll be fine. Like they've played with each other 40 games this year, you know. Like try different stuff, you know. Like
Yeah. And I think positively, I think Bednar does that towards the end of the year. Like, I felt like he did a lot of that when, the President's Trophy was all but locked up, things like that. But yeah, I think we're going to need a lot of that because yeah, I feel like our philosophy of how we were just going to be a lot of finesse, a lot of speed, and run through our defense. Like, Vegas said, oh, we can handle that. And they did with
yeah,
their size. And yeah, just looking at the roster, I'm like, how do you fix that? And even with some of the people on the Eagles or the AHL, because I think we're
Hmm.
switching our
Yeah,
AHL team, like a Gavin Brindley, where he feels like, oh, he was great, but can you really put him in like with our new, like running into what we did? Do you go back to speed? We don't really care about size. We're going to go with skill. Like, Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Like,
yeah,
I know we won. We were just talking about it. I know we won the cup in 22 and thought we were going to win a lot, a
yeah,
lot more. But I mean, Dallas did it to us. Even that wonky 7-game series with Seattle. Now, Cale gets suspended one
yeah.
game.
That's the
Val's
dumbest thing
stuff.
ever.
I,
Yeah,
I'm throwing a huge asterisk on that one, but they played us physical and tough. Dallas played us physical and tough the years they booted us. Vegas, they weren't physical, they were just big. So it's like our speed and finesse now also our two-star players were hurt, and that messes with morale, that messes with a lot of stuff. But the size got to us. And I see Sakic with the guys we don't really know, a few other people. Like they went bigger. I don't know if they're as fast or skilled, but it's like, okay, what's the pivot here? Like,
yeah,
I'm not doubting the Joe Sakic because he was the guy that like got us to 22. But also, I'm like, I would fill me in a little more. I'm still curious.
yeah. It's kind of like almost like you want to have like one big tough hitter on each line and then two speed guys, because kind of like when you're like trying to like play video games and you're trying to like bust a hole in the enemy line, you're beating
Yes.
down and then the hole opens up and you send your speed in. So it's like have some big guy to forecheck a couple
Yes.
times and get that defenseman like scared, and once they kind of back off, then you got the two other speed guys that can come in, and now we got the space. The ultimate would be if you have a big guy who's also fast, then it don't matter. He can hit and he's speedy. But it's a good transition. You're talking about Brindley. Like before we started, the prospect pool for the Avs is ranked 32nd in the NHL, which is horrible. But I wrote down a few things, and you brought up one we can kind of discuss. But it's like Gavin Brindley played a little bit last year. Obviously, he got some looks, and then T.J. Hughes. So we got the two players, and then there's also Nabokov, the goalie, who's supposed to be
He's
next
somewhere
levels.
on his
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, how do you bring those guys up this year in the first part of the season, plug them in and see what they do, and then you have them in your back pocket for injuries and playoffs, or do you go, hey, we're set. If there's an injury, we'll bring you up. Otherwise, you're probably another AHL year. Like,
Yeah, because
how are
that's
they gonna
another thing.
play it?
Yep, that's another thing that it's in the rear view mirror, but it's like objects may appear closer. Like
Yeah,
our guys are getting older, and
yeah,
by pushing our chips in, we have a lot of old players. We were talking before we got on, like Brock, Kadri, Jaden,
yeah.
Gabe. Like Teaser. Like we're just
Manson,
Burns.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Burns, yeah, Burns in a whole other category.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Burns is kind of in another, but it's
yeah,
like okay, by us pushing our chips in, we said we were okay with being older if we won. We didn't win and we got swept. Like uh, how does that play into bringing in those young guys? Because Jared, like he doesn't mind inserting them in the regular season, but like playoffs, he's like pretty like tentative and he doesn't
yeah,
mind shortening the bench real fast.
yeah,
So it's like, where does a Gavin Brindley kind of fit into this? Or where does a TJ Hughes, where when we were like not championship caliber yet, that's where Cale came in and
Yeah.
made his mark.
Yeah.
You know, the
And look
Calgary
at
game.
and look at what he turned into, best defenseman in the world. Because they gave him a
Yeah,
shot.
yeah. So much so we're gonna have to talk about his contract in a little bit, but we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But it's like, okay, like we need a little bit of that. Go to your rotation, go to your rotational guys, go to your little minute guys, and be like, can you make a difference in the playoffs? And we just haven't had that magic. I think the closest thing we've had to like a unexpected bump was Gabe coming back and scoring in that
yeah,
Dallas series like 2 years ago. And that's kind of the only like unexpected magic that we've had. Maybe you say Sam might have done a little bit of that, but nothing to the
yeah,
level of Cale or
yeah,
Gabe. So it's
yeah,
like, okay, we pushed our chips in. We went with the old guys. Didn't work out. Like, can TJ Hughes like bring something? Can Gavin Brindley bring something? Uh, and does it somehow mesh with our new slight pivot in philosophy, or are we not going to change it and just hope that happens?
yeah, yeah. I love both those players' game, but I'm honestly most excited and intrigued for Nabokov because, as we know, how important the goalie position is, and as much as I love the Wedgwood, Blackwood, they're in their 30s or whatever. But when's the last time the Avs have had a young, good goalie who you can look at all these Stanley Cup teams like minus Brovsky was a little older, but he was still in his 20s before like they ramped it up. But like
Yeah,
Vasilevsky, they got him early. He was young and he's still not even 30, I don't think, which is crazy. But if you can
yeah,
get a good goalie like between 22 and 25, get him in the NHL, and then you have him for a decade to build with, that's huge because we keep plugging and playing older. Like even when we won the cup, we
yeah,
got Kemper, and he was there for 1 year, won the cup, and see you later because he's not the
yeah.
future. Like as
Yeah,
much as
that's tough.
I love the goalies we have, like it's a temporary future. There maybe 3 to 4 more years of him, possibly. Who knows? But like, give Nabokov a shot in the regular season, see what he has, and he's the future, hopefully. But like, if you can get him some experience, and then we at least have the goalie situation solidified as the next couple years of the older guys aging out, at least like, okay, we got our goalie. That's an important piece, and now let's try to figure out how we're gonna
Yeah,
replace the older guys. Like that's what I want to see. And I don't know what they're playing. I don't know if he's gonna play. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
yeah,
So
and that I mean, with the plug and play, the thing is, it leads to like what you were, I guess, counter to what you were talking about, the lack of like continuity, and the Avs have kind of always rolled the dice. And I'm not saying I'm gonna get this out of the air before I finish the sentence, but like because of that, we don't really know what we're getting this year. Like
yeah,
we had a great goalie tandem. I think they both played awesome. I don't think they were the issue in the Vegas series, but all of that was new for Scott Wedgwood.
yeah,
All of it, like to the highs he was at, that was all new. The amount he played, all new. A lot of new. I'm not really like living and dying that he's going to repeat that this year because he hadn't. Like
yeah,
all the things we were seeing were outliers. So it's like, I'm like, hey, Blackwood actually needs to win his spot back. But he's older too. Like he's not the youngest guy. He's still young enough to be good for the next couple of years. But Scott Wedgwood is an older guy too. He's
yeah,
another one of the older ones
yeah,
that it would be really good if we could have a nice transition from kind of the ending of Scott Wedgwood. I'm not saying this. I would love for Scott Wedgwood to repeat and have another awesome year and cheer him on. But being very pragmatic of just like, hey, we need that nice transition. And if Blackwood could be our 1A goalie until, our prospect is ready to go to be 1A. Like that's the most ideal situation. But we know how hockey goes with goalies. They
Yeah.
could be on top of the moon and then we're like, are you in front of the net? Are you
Yeah.
defending? You know, that's just hockey too. Like just
Hmm.
how just like pitchers in baseball, like they could be
Yep.
on top of the world and then
And then
something
fall
happen
off.
and they
Yeah.
lose the feel. Like, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like also that fun puzzle piece that feels like it got solved could be right up jumbled in the air this
Yeah.
year.
This has been my ideal goalie scenario for the next few years. This is what I like to see.
Come on, let's hear it.
Blackwood comes back and he's
He's
amazing.
hit the guy again.
He's the guy
Yes.
again. We bring up Nabokov for let's say like 10 games. Give him a shot, see what he does. Hopefully he plays, get the experience, and then Wedgwood plays the rest of the games, 30 games or 25, 30, whatever. And then hopefully we win a cup. Let's just say win a cup. Then
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
next
Come
season
on.
Blackwood's still the guy. Now Nabokov got the experience. Him and Wedgwood split more starts. So maybe like 2020 and then the rest is Blackwood. And then year 3, like two years out, Wedgwood's traded, don't sign him, you're tired, whatever. And then you got Blackie and like Nabokov maybe splitting 1A, 1B, what the situation is now. And then you have you have Nabokov, the young goalie, Blackwood's older, he's kind of phasing out. Maybe he goes to the backup, but Nabokov's had 2 years of starting and backup
Up,
and
up.
experience. And he's like, okay, I'm ready for the starting position now.
Yeah.
That'd be ideally how it should
I'm
go.
with you. I that is now a fun question because he's in what league is he in right now? Do
I
you
think
remember?
he's gonna be in the AHL. He's supposed to be in the AHL this year. Like he should be
Does
available
he
for us if
have
we need.
I for oh, I'm doing so bad, guys. We haven't been in a while. I forget. Okay. So we had last year, the year before, um, someone come from that same league, I believe, and they refused to be in the AHL. They did like 1 or 2 games. He went to the Sharks with Forgiev.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Who was that?
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, his
yeah,
name is not important to the
yeah,
story. If you know it in the comments, our
yeah,
2 people watching,
yeah,
put it in
yeah,
there. Help
yeah,
us out. We're a little rusty. I remember the whole like tension with him was he wanted very, very like little to no games in the AHL and wanted to be immediately inserted in the NHL. If not, he was just going to stay in the league they're in. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Nabokov is in that same league. Do you know if he wants kind of the same thing or he's okay with being in the AHL or was
I
that
th-
player specific?
I think it was player specific because I remember reading something about like Nabokov. He wants to be the starter, obviously, like every goalie in the
Yeah.
NHL. But he's like, I'm willing to,
Dream big, buddy.
yeah, go start in the AHL, get my experience. Like I think he wants to come over here because he's always playing in Russia. He wants to come over
Yes.
here and
Yes.
play, and like, hey, give me the reps, like. And from everything I hear, I mean, his dad was the Sharks goalie for what a decade or
Forever.
whatever.
Yes.
So he's got the pedigree, but get him in the AHL, get the North American game, and get the reps, and then if he's playing good, bring him up for 5 to 10 games for the Avs and see what happens, see what he does, but to get that experience. But like I said, I mean, it's rare that you can find a young goalie, and you never know. It's like you said with pitchers, the potential's there, but
Yeah.
you
The
never.
speed. Yeah.
But if we can get a good starting goalie by the time they're 25, 26 to give you a decade of a youngish goal instead of this, oh, we signed a 32-year-old starter who used to be good, or like he's 35, we got him for a year, he won a cup 9 years ago. Like we need
Yeah.
a younger goalie to build with, because I mean, Gabe's not Gabe, Mac's still youngish and Cale's still young, but like as you go, let's say Nabokov is the starter in 3 years. Now Mac is approaching mid 30s. Kale's over 30. All those other guys probably aren't here
Different
anymore.
team.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be the younger guys. So it's like it's kind of like the Chicago situation, like when Taves and Kane and Sharp and all those guys came in at the same, and Keith and like they all came in
Everyone.
at the
They
same
had the
time.
they were
Yeah,
budding at the right time. Yep.
exactly. We're kind of you gotta lose to get that. And I don't want us to lose, but like you need the prospects to all come in at the same time, have the growing pains, and then build together. But if you have the goalie back there as you're going through the growing pains, that helps a heck of a lot more. Like we got our
Well,
guy, guys. It's like here we go, let's go.
yeah, I mean, completely agreeing with you. I mean, right now, we don't need a top 10 goalie to win.
No, no,
If
you just
he's in
need
the
good, like
top
good.
15, if
Yeah,
he's in the better half,
yeah,
we have a puncher's chance always.
yep,
And we got lucky this year, I would say. But I would say in 3 years, where we're at the end of the crest of our
yep,
star players, who knows? I feel like Nate will figure out how to be the first cyborg and
yeah.
continue
Well,
on until he's
well,
45.
look at Crosby. Crosby's
Yeah,
still at a high level. So and
same
he
guy.
they're buddies. So he's gonna be
Yeah.
the same thing.
He's
Yeah,
going to figure it out.
yeah,
I think in 3 to 4 years, though, it won't be. We'll be okay with just a top 15 ish
yeah,
goalie. I think at that point, we will have to lean on the star power of him being a good goalie.
yeah,
Where I think because we've had so much star power on the offensive, we didn't need a top goalie. Nothing against Kemper. Kemper came back the next year with the Kings and was like a Vesna candidate, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
But he wasn't looked at like, you know, top three. Same with the, you know, Big Cat and all of them. Like,
yeah.
we're like, hey, he's going to be good, not the best. Same with Mackenzie Blackwood. We
Hmm.
knew he wasn't the best, but he was in the top 15 good enough that we're like, he's going to do it for us. And that's how we play. But I think, like you're saying, to your storyline that I'm agreeing with 100%,
In a
that
perfect
is gonna
world, yeah,
it's gonna happen
yeah,
exactly. Like
yeah,
I think in those 3 to 4 years, we're gonna
yeah,
be like, no, we need a good goalie because Gabe will be super older. Who knows? Maybe those 3 years off, he'll feel refreshed.
yeah,
Nate will be older. Cale will be older. Who knows who'll be left like from the
yeah,
team at that point, besides our like core guys. So speaking of our keeping
yeah.
our core guys, there's a guy named Cale Makar. Tell me about his contract. What are you thinking?
Well, what I think's gonna happen, or what we hope's gonna happen. Yeah, yeah. We
Whatever
were
one you want to start
yeah
with.
we were talking about before we started recording. I have a feeling this is probably what's happening. The Avs want to sign him long term, obviously, because you want to keep him as long as possible. So I think actually I was reading with the CBA, there's no longer 8 year contracts. I could be wrong. I think seven
I
is the
think
max now or
there's like
something.
a
I think
weird thing.
it,
Yeah.
it it changed like going into this year. I think 7 years max with the team you're currently with. So let's say Avs are like 7 years, whatever number that is. Cale and his agent are probably like 3 to 4 years at whatever number because they want to hit free agency and the salary cap's going up. So if I'm guessing, I'm saying the Avs are probably saying like let's do 19 by 7 and Kale's probably like okay, cool, let's do 19 by 3 or something of like
Yeah.
I'll do the
Okay.
19 but less term. That's what I think's
All right.
happening.
All right. I did some investigation,
Okay.
i.e., Googling. Under the updated NHL collective bargaining agreement,
Okay.
effective on September 16, 2026,
Okay.
the maximum player contract length was reduced by a year. So
There we go.
extensions with a current team is 7 years. If you go
Okay, I
to a
was
new
right.
team, yeah, it's 6. So good
Okay, so
job.
they have a month to sign it if you want the 8 year.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
And then it goes down
Okay.
7 and 6. So the
Okay.
max unless he does it before then, the max
Yeah.
he can get is 8. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
What we talked about. I think he does a shorter contract
Yeah.
at a bargain price for the length of the window they think the team has.
Yeah. 3 to 4 years ish, probably. Yeah.
I
What do
this
you
is
think
what
that
I've said.
what do you think that Bark is he gonna take like a is he gonna do like, hey guys, I'll do 16 times three? Like, do you think he's gonna do that bargain, or is it more like, oh, I'll do like 18.5 or something, or 20? I'm
Oh,
giving you a bargain, 20 million.
Leo Carlson ruined everything.
Yeah, I
No,
bet
the
every
Flyers ruined
yeah,
everything.
every GM was probably like, "Oh no, what just happened?" Like, yeah,
Because here's
craziness.
the thing. I think before Leo Carlson, it was his team friendly deal was 18. Now, let me reverse because we both agree this, and I need to say it to the public. We think whatever amount that they give Cale, he is worth it and probably worth more. I think the max, I just Googled it,
What do you
the
say,
max they
23
can
or
give
something?
is 20% of the team's cap. And I think right now it's 22.7.
Okay.
We're just going to put this on the table and then move it to the side.
Yeah.
Cale is worth 22.7 million a year. We know that. He is the best defenseman, could be the best defenseman in our lifetime. Put that to the side. Before freaking the Phillies and Leo Carlson and now Celebrini, I think the homie hookup was 18. Unfortunately, now I think it's 20.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you agree?
Yes, but like I'm hoping that like because what's Mac signed for? What's Mac? Is he 12.5? Is that his contract?
12.5.
Okay,
He's
that's
12.5.
ridiculous
And
when you
that's
say
like,
that.
what?
Yeah, that's like $1 a year basically is what that is. But like I think because you never know, but he's humble and like he's not flashy like other sports stars. So we don't even need to get into that. But I have a feeling that like Mac probably is like, hey man, like I get it. Like you can. He's like, I want to win. You want to win. Like I have I'm just gonna say this in the back of my head. Like this isn't my roses and everything's happy and rain. Like everything's. That he's like, hey man, if you could take like 15 or 16, we could have a chance to win a cup, and maybe he does it. But like, I don't know if I don't know how Mac would respond if Cale was like, even though it's a discount, like we said, if he's like, okay, I'm gonna do 20 times four, if McKinnon's gonna be like, yeah, cool, bro, or like, what are you doing? Like now we can't
Yeah.
sign our depth, like now you got your money, but like we're not gonna win a cup because we don't have anything left over.
Yeah. I would
Because look at
say
look at look at look at what McDavid did. McDavid took that
he
2
did
year cheap
the
discount
212,
to try
two
to
twelve
win
five. Yep.
to try to win a cup. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
tough.
feel like I feel like the McDavid thing is twofold. One, they went and didn't win
Yeah,
twice. So there's that looming. He's in Canada in a jersey that the greatest player ever wore, and they say, "Hey, you're supposed to be like him." So I think where we don't get as much of that is that Cale and the team have already held the cup.
yeah,
Now, if they hadn't,
I agree.
who knows what Cale does? Maybe he does
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah,
But because they've
I agree.
won and he was the best player on that team that year, the Conn Smythe, and has Norris's and continues to get better, I don't think we get a Connor McDavid move. Looking at the contracts, besides the Leo Carlson thing and then Macklin Celebrini, Kaprizov got 17, and we thought that was astronomical and
Yeah,
crazy. I don't know. I don't
yeah.
see
It's
him.
it
I don't
it
see him
all
taking 17.
the Kaprizov thing. Like we said, it was such an outlier, but I think everyone felt like Minnesota had to
he
overpay because they can't lose
he
their
earned it.
superstar. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's a good player. Like, but like Minnesota's like we have to pay this guy because he's our best player and he's ridiculous and whatever. But like you said, when the Carlson thing happened and then Celebrini's like, well, if
they
he's getting it, it's I don't know. Like it could be
because there was no way you didn't pay Celebrini more than
yes,
Carlson,
yeah, you had
especially
to.
with the year
Yeah, yeah.
Celebrini just had.
Yeah. So, but then if you're Makar, you look at both of them like, oh, I'm better than both those guys. Does he go? I want more than that because I'm better, or you go, well, give me
I could be in
18,
that
19.
range.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, something like, and
Here's another.
it's crazy because like I said, you want the hockey players to get paid and stuff, but like I always come back to
Yes.
other sports. Hockey players don't have the flash for the most part. Some do, but of I need to like hockey players never show their lifestyle. Like I follow these guys. No one's like, look at my 10 Ferraris, look at my mansion. All I see from hockey players is grinding, getting. I want to win the cup. I'm training.
Blue
It's
collar.
yeah,
Yes.
it's 100 degrees in Canada. I'm running in a sweatsuit up a mountain because I want to win the cup. Where you see other people like, hey guys, I haven't trained in 6 months and I just bought another Lambo. It's like what a difference in mindset.
Yeah.
So
I
like
totally agree.
I'd love to be like Cale loves the Avs and he's gonna take a deal, but
He's gonna do it. It just
yeah,
take
but
off.
I don't
Well,
know.
and then
I don't.
I mean we haven't even like gotten into this. Quinn Hughes needs a contract too.
And he hasn't signed it, and it was supposedly gonna be signed by now, and it hasn't. So he's probably him and his
And
agent are probably seeing all this stuff. He's like, well, I was at 17, but now I'm at 20 because look at
well, and
Celebrini.
I think one like Kale's agent and then Quinn's agent are looking at each other and saying whoever signs first is getting less.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, both of them like kind of want to do a deal that helps the team because they were both in playoff contention but didn't end well, so they need to reload. But both of them deserve top money. Who's going to blink first? So I think that also plays into it. So
yeah,
we kind of had the whole Phillies Leo Carlson thing happen. Two of the top two defensemen need a contract the same year, which is
craziness.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
It's wrong. So we're having that. And then also, I bet you, I don't know how it plays in that room, but I bet it doesn't play great that we got swept. And it's like, do I really want to give them a deal after we just played so horribly at the worst spot? Or does it work positively? And he's like, we were this close and got swept. I want to give us all the money back so we can go get players. Like, I don't know how it's playing in
yeah.
that conversation between Kelly and his agent.
Well, and like you said, it's a different conversation because he already has the cup. So like the McDavid thing, he's like, I'm gonna take less because I want to win the cup. Kale's already won the cup, so it's like more of like a money thing of like I have my
Same with
cup,
Quinn
so
Hughes. Quinn
yes.
Hughes hasn't won.
So like he should be taking the discount too. But it's like, I mean, we're not professional hockey players, but like me, if it was me, what's the difference between $16 million and 20? Yes, it's $4 million difference, but is it gonna change your life? Like what else? I mean, yeah, you have 4 million more to invest or whatever, but like you're already at 16 million, 17 million, like another 3 million, is that really gonna make your life so much greater? Like if it's really truly about winning and like trying to build the best team, like take the take the cut and like you said, do a 3 year deal at 17, 18, whatever, and then in the cap, then sign it. He's still gonna be, if he does three, he's still gonna be 30 or like 31, still amazing. Sign a
Yeah.
freaking $25 million deal in
Bro,
three
for
years.
real.
Like I'll take
Well,
17 now, give me 25 in 3 years, like or more. Who knows what the cap's
yeah,
gonna be?
because the Avs are saying, homie hookup, give us a
Yeah,
little less and give us long term.
yeah,
And I bet you his agent's saying, we'll cut you a deal, but then it's only half the time. So
yes,
I bet you
yeah,
that's all playing into it too. Because,
yeah,
I mean, if I'm the Avs, especially with what we're seeing, I want to sign Cale to as long as possible. I want
yeah.
I want to get the deal done before September 16th. Sign him to an 8 year, $17 million deal, because by the end of that 8 years, who knows? That 17 million is going to look like a steal. His 9 million looks insane right now.
Yeah,
He's making 9, and
which
that
is
looks
crazy.
like highway robbery when like Darnell Nurse is making this
Yeah.
same or more, and you're like, that dude's a liability.
Well, and who's to know they pull a rabbit out of their butt and do something like this? Because with the cap and you can tweak things and signing bonus and front load. What if they just
Yeah,
did some crazy thing and like, okay, KO, you want
that's what Bedard did. Yep.
yeah, you want 20 mil or 21 mil. We're like, okay, we're gonna give you like 23 mil in year one, and then it's gonna like they'll give them like $150 million by times 8 or whatever. Like we'll give you the money, but we're gonna tweak it for our cap for the future. So you get your gobs of money, but we're gonna tweak the language of the contract to make it cap friendly for like we're gonna pay you 50 million next year in signing bonus and front loaded, and then it's going to go down, but you're going to get your money. Like, what if they just come with some crazy, like, Cale Makar signs eight year, $150 million contract, and he
Yeah.
gets his money.
And
The
he only
Avs get
makes
him
not,
for,
yeah.
and then he makes like 2 million in 8 years because that's what the contract is at that point or whatever. Like, just come with some crazy amount of
Okay.
money or whatever.
This is my hot take.
Okay.
All the Avs fan can come at me and call me dumb. I'm fine with it. I will take all the bad press. I'm kind of glad that McFarlane is not here to finish this contract negotiation with Cale. I'll take all the hate. McFarlane, I think McFarlane's going to make a good team in Nashville, and I'm going to be very angry about that in a couple years. Who knows? Maybe this year. I am happy he is not here to get this contract to the finish line. I
Yeah.
think I like that Joe Sakic is here.
I agree with that take.
I'm not
Yeah.
canceled by you. You're not going to boot
No,
me off
no,
this
no.
spot. Okay.
Okay. Deal with as Makar. Would you rather deal with McFarland or would you rather deal with the two-time Stanley Cup top 15 player of all time GM? I'd want to deal with that guy.
That also won as a GM.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
22 team was him. Granted, he gives so much credit to McFarland,
Yeah.
that he was the mastermind behind, the curtain and all of that.
Yeah.
Totally. But Sakic had the final say with the roster construction, and we won.
Yeah.
Now, look, there was no way McFarland was going to predict a Gabe Landeskog injury. Cale was going to cut him and all of
Yeah.
that and
Yeah.
all the craziness. I'm not blaming McFarland on not winning the past couple years. But I feel really comfortable having Joe Sakic
Yeah.
back in the GM spot. I
Yeah.
know he's not staying there. He's going to find someone else, maybe Cogliano.
Yeah.
But I just feel better. I feel
Yeah.
better that Joe Sakic is handling it and not McFarland.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Nothing against McFarland. I think he's brilliant. For some reason, I can just my pillow's a little colder.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So, before we move on to Burns and him and the record and all that stuff, I got one last hot take to ask you before we move on and see what you think.
Gosh. You're trying to get
No,
me
no, no,
canceled.
well, no. This isn't. This isn't gonna count. This is. Do you think Makar signs before that September 16th deadline? Does he sign a contract, either whether it's the 8 years or the half contract? Does he sign before the season starts? I'll say season. Let's not do the 16th, like the 8 year. Does he sign some sort of extension with the Avs before opening night?
I think it depends on Quinn Hughes.
Really?
I really do. I think I just feel like the agent's gonna try and cut the Avs a lot of deals. I think the Avs are going to Kale's agent, not the Avs, is going to at least give him that victory of saying you're paid more than Quinn, or you're giving a deal against Quinn's contract. I think they're going to try and wait for that.
Come on,
That's
Quinn,
my
sign
guess.
your dang contract.
But I think Quinn's agent's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think the person who's most upset about this is Bill Guerin because I think he was like in his head like I'm gonna go fly and meet Quinn. We're gonna offer him 18, 19, 20 for what. Here you go, and then the Carlson and the Celebrini thing happens, and he goes, "Oh no, hey Quinn, still gonna thinking of that 18.5?" And Quinn's agent's like, 18.5? What are you smoking? We're wanting 22 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it blew it
Because
all up.
I think Minnesota's in the worst of the situation
Yeah,
because we really don't even know. Like, I think he was happy, all of that. We don't know if Quinn just wants to go play with his brothers.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. We're playing a game now, but I could see some random thing of him being like, I want to go play with the Devils. They're going to pay me whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I feel like we don't know about that. Minnesota lost to us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So they're in more. They lost in 5,
yeah,
where everyone was saying, just like us, they're cup contenders. Like they put it together, and they did a few roster tweaks and stuff that really should have pushed them. So, like, I agree with you. I think their GM's kind of in the worst spot because he still needs to improve on the roster because they didn't do it.
yeah,
And Dallas is right there, and they went to blows with Dallas, and that could happen again.
yeah,
So he needs to build even a more competent roster.
yeah,
And we're us, like, Kale's homegrown. He's our guy. Like, they're gonna. I say this as we were just talking about Mika Ranson, and anyways, like, Quinn is not their guy. He was not
yeah,
homegrown. So hometown discount really kind of goes out the window. It's more like championship discount, but
yeah,
it's like, how confident is he in this team compared to the Devils that he could go play with his brothers?
yeah. Well,
So,
it's how strong is the pull to play to your brothers? Because if he goes and plays the Devils, he ain't ever winning a cup, and he's the biggest idiot ever. He better get paid thirty
but he'll
million
make a
dollars a
lot of
year.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said he better make 30 million a year because that's a way worse situation than what Minnesota has.
Like, and the thing is I agree with you. I completely agree. Does the Florida situation kind of play in his head a little? That,
Yeah,
Brady was faithful to Ottawa. They blamed it all on him that they lost. He
yeah,
did have some issues there.
yeah,
And then he went to the Panthers, and
yeah,
we find out, like, he was always saying he wanted to leave, or he didn't think he was going to win there. Like,
yeah,
how much does that play in their head? They won the gold medal. He just won a gold medal with his brother. Like, how does that affect? It's crazy how all these pieces connect, because
yeah,
I could
yeah,
give two craps about Quinn Hughes because we have the better
yeah.
D
But
man.
his contract is
But it's
playing an
in the
issue with us.
narrative.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah,
the narrative with us.
for sure,
So
for
it's
sure.
in the room with us.
Yeah,
So it's crazy. Like, I think the Brady Kachuk, the Dylan Larkin thing somehow mess with us because of Team America, and Quinn Hughes is number 2 defenseman, and that affects us.
yeah.
So, all that to say, I don't really think his contract gets handled before the season starts unless Quinn signs.
Okay. That's
I could see like a week
something to
after.
watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
It'll be interesting if Quinn signs first. If that's I'll be watching. If Quinn signs a contract, I'll be waiting to see the tick down of like, oh, does it come like 2 days later? Oh, Makar signs contract. Like, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Hey, if I'm right on that, that's what puts eyes on Habs on the map. If I'm wrong, Sorry, guys, you'll have
Then
to
who
boot me
cares?
because we go into
Yeah,
oblivion.
yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, all
Okay,
right.
Kale's contract, Quinn, all that. So finishing up, which I mean, we'll see. This probably won't take as long as the Kale thing, but we brought back Brent Burns, who is old and kind of had some iffy. He played
Had
well
his moments.
first,
Yeah.
but he had his moments in the playoffs. But signed him again, and I wrote this down. He's 57 games away from tying the consecutive games record. So
Wow.
58 games in a row to
From
start the
beating it.
season from having the new record. So
Is that
um,
against Phil Kessel?
yes, which is crazy to think about that the hot dog, overweight,
Ugh,
non-athletic looking guy has the
I know.
consecutive games streak. But I saw two things I'm going to ask you. We can kind of pick them apart. One, how do you feel about re-signing Burns? And two, do you think he gets the record? Does he make it and get the record?
Yeah, I think one. I don't have wood. I have cheap desk material. But knocking on wood, yes, I think he does. I think he's smart. I think he talked about it with EJ in one of the games. Like, it's a lot of luck, but he's also really smart. Knows, I think, very similar to Avs players, knows when to give the hit, knows when to avoid the hit, knows when the hit's not worth it. And I think he's such a smart player that he will get himself there. And I think the team will help get him there. I think they're not going to put him in bad spots um, to get there. In terms of liking him and keeping him, yes, I think I'm happy with it. I think, especially with just all the little revamp, reorganize, I like that we have some continuity. I think it's going to be really interesting to see our D pairings, I think, this year, because there were a lot of moments where you could see the lapses and we're like, ugh. But also you could see a lot of his just smarts, working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But are I think one of the things I said going into the playoffs last year is I felt like with Kulak, I felt like the Kulak re-signing was fantastic. We didn't talk about him. We didn't give love to Brett Kulak, and he won. Anyways, I felt so confident and so good about our D pairings and felt like that was a strength, especially us going through our defense. It was very interesting to see not fall apart. It wasn't fall apart, but to see not as solid as I thought it was. Taser looked older.
Yeah.
Obviously, our second D pairing line felt a little like what was going on, especially when Cale got hurt. I was
Yeah. It
like,
kind of
oh,
threw a wrench in everything. Yeah.
I don't really know who's going to show up. And then our seventh D guy, like they didn't trust him. They went with size. So I'm like, oh, where I felt we were really shored up had a lot of question marks and a lot of things. So I think bringing him back was good, but I'm really interested to see how they shift things and what ends up being our like tried and true D pairings. Because TJ Hughes is not a D guy, right? He's a
He's
forward.
forward. Yeah.
He's a forward. So I remember so much of like talking about the Eagles D guys, and TJ got thrown in there. I know they said a few guys they liked, but it didn't seem like they were there yet.
Now you're saying that
HN
to
didn't
me.
feel like a guy like the guy. So I'm really interested to see who comes out budding from our D pairings.
Yeah.
Because Sam, I'm assuming he makes another jump. So
Yeah.
Sam and Brett Kulak feel like Cale and Taser light, but I also felt like there were times where Taser was not like trusted as much. Like he's still not trusted to the level he's usually trusted.
Yeah.
He's still one of the best. I'm not. But it just felt like there was a step lost. He's still one of the best, but there was a step lost and it felt visible, and it almost felt like Jared Bednar was trying to find another responsible, not an offensive D guy, but a responsible D guy like him. And it just messed with things. I don't know. Thoughts?
I would like to see this. So obviously, Taze and Makar are staying together. Obviously, duh.
Buddies, buddies.
What about Manson with Malinsky? You got the Makar speed and creativity, the big body killer of Manson.
Yep.
They kind of
Yep.
opposite and whatever. And then you put Kulak with Burns. So Kulak, the responsible, stay at home, smart defenseman, which Burns is too, but slower of foot, whatever. He
Yep.
kind of is like the band aid to where if Burns gets burned. That's funny. Or like a little mistake or something that you got the solid Kulak to kind of back him up.
Yeah.
But you got Burns is killing people too, combined with Kulak's stay-at-home defenseman, and then you got Manson's killing people, heavy body with Malinsky's skill and speed, kind of balance each other, yin and yang on the bottom two
Yeah.
pairings.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, I love it. I just feel like Manson just has those like, what are you doing, buddy? Moments
Yeah, yeah,
where I think Kale even has them too, but
yeah,
he has a taser
yeah,
to clean it up.
yeah,
I don't, not yet, anyways. I see more oop moments from Sam, very similar to Kale. And I feel like Manson sometimes makes a bad situation worse in those moments, not
gotcha.
cleans
Yeah,
up. But if they could figure out not to have a combined bonehead moment, I think that's a great like second pairing. But I think right now it's got to be Sam and Kulak because it's a light, like
yeah,
top line
yeah,
light. But ideally, because I think Manson comes out with offense when we least expect it
I know.
and when
Yeah,
we
he
need it.
does. Yeah, he
And
does.
one thing I loved is having Burns and Manson because they would cycle and one of them was always shooting it at the net, which
Yeah.
was great.
And they kill the forwards coming into the. If you're gonna
And
go
they're
in that
big.
corner,
They're
if
both
you
big.
you better have balls of steel if you're gonna go in the corner of one of those guys, because they're gonna crush your rib cage through the boards,
Yes.
which is what we
Yes.
need. Yeah,
So, uh, yeah, it's going to be really interesting because I feel like our D guys they're still efficient, they're still excellent, but I feel like one on each line is losing a step, and I don't know if it's going to be bad or if we're just going to like be able to sustain. Like I feel like Taser's lost a step. I feel like Manson is lost a step at their level. Like they're
yeah,
still great, but
yeah,
they've lost a step. Obviously, Burnsy is like 40, so there's going to be a step lost even in this year. Maybe it's small,
yeah,
but so we'll see what our D pairings look like and who's the seventh guy they come out trusting,
yeah,
because I felt like that was a big question mark at the end
yeah,
of the playoffs. Like
yeah,
you didn't really like the guy you went and got. It felt like so is the Noah Juleson that you signed to a 2-year contract going to be the guy, or one of those other guys that they signed to a 2-way contract? Is it one of them? Like who
yep,
comes up? Maybe they went more project with their D guy instead of a forward. Like I was saying that they would sign a 1-year prove it contract to a project. Maybe it's on the D side this year. Who
yeah.
knows?
Who knows? Yeah, but yeah, we fit a lot in there. Got a lot of talking first show back, and hopefully Dave is with us next week because we didn't even dive into like season outlook predictions, Bednar, like his future,
Coaching. Yep.
coaching, power play. What's that gonna change? Like there's still a lot to get into. So, um, good show back. Lots of talking
Happy to
points,
be
and
back.
yep, and we'll be hitting it up. Hopefully to be back on swing of things and once a week again, and get back to it. But do you have anything else to add before we sign off?
Go Fs go.
Go ahead, go.
Cale, give us a nice contract, buddy.
Yeah. That'd be great. Well,
All
thanks
right.
for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. And as always, now we're back into it. Social media, ask the questions, follow along, tell your friends, and we will see you next time.
All right. Later.
Peace.